Yes, welcome back to the Made Ready podcast. I hope you guys are well. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you for coming back. This episode, I'm going to be exploring how being a dad makes you a better man if you choose to lean in and do the work. Because just being able to spread your seed and help create a baby doesn't mean you're a good dad. But I really believe that if you step up and lean into that, it makes you a much better man. And at least for me personally, it's made me a much better man, a more well-rounded man. And the reason that I'm addressing this topic right now is I've just had a 2-week break offline. I've gone dark, as 2 weeks ago we welcomed my baby son into the world. We had a successful home birth, and I spent 2 weeks being very present, and I'm still being present, but I've sadly got to work and come back online. And it's been a beautiful 2 weeks where I've been very present, serving my family, making sure mum is well rested and well nourished, and my daughter knows that we're still there, we still love her, and just bringing that adjustment and that time. And we're going to have many weeks and months ahead of adjusting to a family of 4, and we're very grateful and thank God that the birth went well and everyone's safe and healthy. So why do I think being a dad makes you a better man? I think first and foremost, it teaches you to be of service and how to serve, how to be selfless. I think certainly one of my own fears or resistances of becoming a father, becoming a dad, is the stuff I'd have to give up. It's that I've got a mission in my life that I want to carry out. I've got the things I like to do, and I didn't want to compromise. And I didn't plan to be a dad, and I just thank God every day that it happened, and I am, because it's incredible. It is so good being a dad. And yes, shockingly, you do have to make compromise, and it really does teach you to serve. If you choose to do that, and do that with a full heart, do that with I get to serve rather than I have to, rather than treating it as a burden, isn't it? I get to nurture this life, I get to support my partner, I get to lead my family, and I do that from making sure their needs are met. Yes, I make time for my own needs, but ultimately sacrifices have been made. I don't train martial arts anywhere near as much as I used to. I obviously don't compete anymore at the moment. I will do at some point. But yeah, for me, like jiu-jitsu, Thai boxing, it's on the back burner. And yeah, frustrations can come up because of that. But equally, I've got only a certain amount of hours in the day, and I have, at this moment in time, other priorities. And I'll steal it from Adam Glover, the other coach in Made Ready. Dials, not switches. So the martial arts dial for me is turned down at the moment because the family dial's turned right up, and that's a gift. Ultimately, it's a gift to be a father and a dad and have a family. So I really love that. I love doing it with a full heart, getting up, how can I help my family, how can I serve? And it really does make you more selfless as a man, and I think that's a very good quality. We can be very narcissistic and self-centered and egocentric, especially with social media. So to have a family, to be a dad, to be a good dad, it teaches you how to serve as a man, and that's important. It also gives your life more purpose. There's a lot on purpose, on Instagram, and find your purpose. And funnily enough, finding your purpose always links to making your purpose a business, which I don't actually recommend. And actually, I think finding purpose in what you do, in the mundane as well, is such a powerful practice. I think it's unrealistic for us all to have these big, audacious purposes that become all-consuming. Like, ultimately, we still have to do the washing up. We still have to put the rubbish out. We've got to do the mundane jobs that need to be done on a day-to-day basis. And The more we find purpose in these things, the more we find purpose in, maybe we have a job that we're good at, earns good money. It doesn't light us up, so we feel like, oh, actually, I need to go find something that really lights me up. Or can you just be like, actually, I'm good at this job. It pays what good money. It supports my family. It supports a lifestyle, and that is pretty purposeful. I think a lot of men get distracted by having to find this big Instagram purpose, and it's not, in my opinion, all about that. My day job is gardening, and I freaking love it, and it's so good. I find so much purpose in that. Is that the big Instagrammable coaching persona or whatever? No, it's not. But do I find purpose in it? Yeah, absolutely. It's awesome. I love it, and it's a string to my bow, and it helps put food on the table for my family. Not least, it's good for my physical and mental health, and I get to serve other people. So why does fatherhood give you more purpose? Well, because you've got a little person you've got to take care of. So all of those things that you may have not found purposeful before, you can find more purpose in it all, because ultimately it filters down to your child. You want them to have enough food, clothes, etc. Then have, as they grow up, to have all the experiences. So that makes things so much more purposeful. Even personal development. I'm so incentivized now to do the inner work, to make sure that I address my triggers and look at all my bad habits, because I'm going to pass that stuff down, because your kids are always watching. So for me, it's even more purpose. Right, this stuff isn't just for, I don't know, making me feel more enlightened or whatever. It's not a narcissistic personal development thing that's all about me. Actually, it's about my kids now, about what I end up passing down to them. So it makes everything more purposeful, even the mundane stuff. So, and I'm not saying you should go out and have kids just to give your life more purpose. I'm not, but it does make it more purposeful if you choose to frame it that way. Some people choose to frame being a dad as a negative thing, as a burden, as a restriction, rather than something that liberates you and gives you more freedom and more opportunities, which I believe it does. Being a dad also helps you be grateful for the small things, for the simpler things in life. Going to parks, being out in nature, eating healthy food, having just quality time playing with mud and sticks and climbing trees and splashing in puddles. Just the simple things. For me personally, I don't care about the flashy cars or any of this. I don't know, all the materialistic stuff. Yes, I like some materialistic things, but they mean very little to me, really. I want quality time. I want my family to be healthy. I want them to be able to spend a lot of time out in nature. I want them free from oppression. I want them, I just want to spend time with them. And that makes me really grateful. And seeing my children healthy, eating whole food, makes me very grateful. So it makes you grateful for the small things, for the job opportunities, for the community that show up, for all the opportunities that children give you to be present and to find the joy. For me, that's a big one. Finding the joy in things, finding that playfulness. I personally have found, and I know a lot of men struggle with that, is that they take life very seriously. And having a 3-year-old certainly helps you find the joy in life. So it certainly makes you more grateful for the simple things. And I think lastly, being a dad helps you prioritize and manage your time more effectively. But it's very much a practice of finding what's important for you in your life and making sure that gets done. For myself, that means getting much better at using a diary. But I can't stress enough to the men out there who don't have children. You have so much time on your hands. I coach a variety of different people, and it always makes me laugh when people are like, I don't have much time, or I'm really, really busy. I'm like, I'm sure you are. Throw kids in the mix, then tell me about being busy. So yeah, it helps you prioritize what's important in your life, and often, again, the gratitude and the simple things come to light when you're not doing the important things, like make sure you're earning and providing safety and security for your family. You're then like, I just want to be present with them. And it's powerful. I think it should be much more glorified than it is. I think Instagram should be screaming and shouting about how, as men, we're called to be dads. It's a huge initiation into manhood, in my opinion, into maturity as a man. Again, if you choose to do the work. There are a lot of men who abdicate their responsibility as fathers, as leaders in their family units, and they're not very good, and they're not very healthy role models for their children and for other children. And this work is so much more about other people than it is ourselves. Yes, we have to start from ourselves, but we do that in order to be better leaders, to be better role model, to be better fathers. If we want to grow a more conscious, a more self-aware, a more loving and considerate generation of humans, then it has to start with us, and we have to role model those qualities. And I really believe as men that's what we need to do. And if you're a man who's listening to this podcast, I suggest you're the type of man who needs to be a father if you're not already, because you're showing an inclination, a desire, a want to better yourself as a man, and you're considering how you show up to the world. And this is the type of men we need to step into fatherhood. And are you going to get it perfectly? No, you're absolutely not. And you're going to make mistakes. I am well aware that in my idea, in my desire to not pass down my own flaws, my own isms to my children, the very nature of doing that, I'm probably going to just create them a whole new list of things. And it may not be the same stuff that I have, but they'll have new ones. I'm not going to get it perfectly. It's going to be a very humbling, and is a very humbling process. My childhood and all my triggers are being triggered as a father, and that's another invitation to lean in and do the work. But you look at those children's faces and you're like, yeah, it's worth it. It is worth it. So yeah, men, be a father. All this other stuff doesn't matter. It does not matter. Be a dad, and be a good dad. Anyone can be a dad, but to truly be a father, to be someone who shows up with a kind and loving heart, with a strength and the ability to set boundaries and fiercely protect your families and your communities, but also show up and leading with love. It takes a huge amount of work, and it's something that we need more of, especially now, more than ever, in this world where we're more divided than ever, and it's more divisive because there's an attack on the family unit, and we need to fight back. And the way we do that is by creating solid family units. We create good partnerships, relationships, marriages. We create good, secure families, and it takes a huge amount of work. Believe me, it does. But what else are you going to do, right? Hey, what else is more important than that? I don't know. I don't know what is. So I'm going to leave it there, men. Thank you for tuning in to this solo episode. We'll be back next week with another Coach's Corner with Adam Glover. Appreciate you tuning in. If you haven't done a star rating, a review, please leave me one. Please let it be 5 stars and a good review. If you haven't got anything good to say, don't say anything at all. Remember that. If you like it, please share it with a friend, with another man who may enjoy listening. If you've got any gold from it, any things that resonated, please drop me an email at info@matereadymen.com or find me on Instagram. Drop me a message. It's really important that I want to have a positive impact on men's lives, and I'm always open to hearing how you found the podcast. In the meantime, men, just keep showing up.